So Megyn Kelly has Benny Johnson on her show to go over how he's exposed Jasmine Crockett and this whole I'm from the hood persona she tries to give off, which I don't understand. Like, wouldn't you want to I don't understand when the black community likes to elevate and praise people that come off in a way that doesn't represent us right. You know, I would want to be seen as someone who's articulate, intelligent, smart, wise, comes from a good family upbringing. Obviously, does not negate the experience other people have that's rough and sad, and hopefully we can change that going forward. But it's not like a flex to be ghetto. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, Benny Johnson comes on and completely exposes Jasmine Crockett's whole I'm from the hood background. Apparently, she had a more privileged life that she likes to lead on. So before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to Resist the Mainstream because it ensures to YouTube that you're enjoying these videos, and in turn, they'll continually show up in your feed and they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
Some more on Ms. Crockett. He's Benny Johnson. He's host of The Benny Show, and he has an exclusive report now on Crockett's alleged background. See, he traveled to where Crockett claims she is from a tough area of South Dallas. You know, you hear her speak. She tries to talk street okay. Compared to where she's actually from, it's quite a different picture. Where she's actually from is a beautiful, well-manicured area for the elite and highly educated. Here is a clip from Benny's report.
It is rough, it is tough, it is hood, and it is foul, just like Jasmine Crockett. That's the whole persona. She's a fraud. This is where Jasmine says she's from, but this is where Jasmine's really from.
Welcome to St. Louis, specifically the Republican suburbs of St. Louis, with the mansions, country clubs, and private schools. This is where Jasmine Crockett was raised. We're talking quiet suburbs, manicured lawns, college brochures in the mailbox.
And this is where Jasmine Crockett went to school. It's called the Mary Institute and St. Louis Country Day School. It's one of the most prestigious institutions in the entire country, also one of the most expensive. This is the #1 school in the entire state of Missouri. It costs $35,000 per year to attend high school here. And the reason why is because the average test scores here guarantee your placement in an elite college institution. It's one of the best preparatory schools in the world. Did your high school have its own private Wimbledon? Did your high school have its own aquatic center on site? Did your high school have its own private dock and pond teeming with colorful fish and wildlife? I think not.
OMG.
After graduating from this elite country day school, Jasmine Crockett was immediately accepted at another elite institution, Rhodes College in Tennessee.
Jasmine went on to attend and graduate from the University of Houston Law Center. In total, Jasmine Crockett's elite education cost close to $1 million.
Not her actually being smart, though. Why would you be an intelligent, articulate individual who had this amazingly privileged education and that want to promote yourself in a caricature of what Black culture is viewed, or how Black culture is viewed by a lot of Americans? Why would you not want to be a better example? That's actually kind of irritating to me. She's obviously not stupid if she had this great of an education, or she's just book smart and dumb in every other area. But that doesn't make sense. That's frustrating to me.
Benny Johnson joins me now. Benny, this is unbelievable. We have another AOC on our hands, and you did the same treatment to her.
Yes. Okay, so here's my question for you, Megyn. Maybe you can help me diagnose this. You're a bit of a doctor on these things. What is with the working class stolen valor?
Right. With
elitist, left-wing, insufferable, narcissistic women? I don't understand it. First, you have Kamala Harris saying she worked the fries, which, of course, everybody at McDonald's will tell you is totally fraudulent. She never proved any of it. And then you have AOC saying she's a girl from the Bronx. That's an absolute bona fide lie. She grew up in a $500,000 house in a leafy suburb north of the city by 90 minutes. A wonderful, very clean, very safe neighborhood. And now you have Jasmine Crockett, who, Megyn, I don't know where you come from, but I can tell you where I come from. Jasmine Crockett grew up so much more elite and wealthy and privileged and pampered than anyone that I know. She's so egalitarian. She's so silver spoon. So the entire thing is an act, and I call it working class stolen valor, Megyn. And I love exposing it. And my only, I guess, takeaway from this is these people must really engage in a lot of self-loathing. I'm no psychiatrist, Megyn, but they must really hate themselves. They must be so embarrassed about where they come from, who they are, who created them. And it really sets in stark contrast the President of the United States, who's never apologized for who he was, who's always owned that he was a billionaire, who's always been aspirational, something to look up to and something people want to become, instead of someone who dumbs themselves down or lies about where they come from to try to be more hood.
Yes, that's what she's doing all the time. And she didn't talk like this before either, where she's like, y'all, I know my homie, and I'm like, okay, that didn't exist. We ran tape from her before she ran for office.
Can we just point out how Megyn Kelly is so bad at the black accent? So bad at the black accent. But yeah, it's true. I've seen the videos of Jasmine Crockett before she was in the position she is now, where she was like, hi, I'm Jasmine Crockett, and I am blah, 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 blah. Why you sound regular? Why would you? Hold on, don't piss me off.
You sound like a normal person, but now she's gone full street with the super long nails too, and like the lips and the gloss and like the eyelashes. She's really laying it on because she wants to be seen as like this down home girl who gets hood.
In my mind, I'm thinking, I just got to Austin and I had to meet 5 people to get here. I don't know about this.
So y'all don't know what white privilege looks like, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of something.
It's a huge responsibility. You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down, calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do.
And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services.
They send them to Texas, they send them to Florida. Every deplorable state that we can think about, they usually coming out of y'all's think tank.
There was someone that talked to me and said, in fact, a former ambassador in the Clinton administration.
Please calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk noise and then
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
He said, Jasmine, what you have to realize is that if you are really going to make change, it's not going to be in the Texas House. He said, you did a great job playing defense, but you have a chance to play offense.
Someone on...
See, I know people that talk like how she is in the first clips. She's like, so yeah, the congressional seat, blah, 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 blah. They talk like that in their job, right? Like black people, I know they talk like that. They put on their like work voice or their, I don't know, they'll say their white voice or something like that. They'll put on that voice so they sound professional. They sound like they're like articulate and all that stuff. Then they'll go back home and they'll be like, yo, what up, my man? How we doing? Like, whatever. But like, they keep the difference. Like, she decided I'm gonna get in this position and I'm gonna start talking crazy. I'm gonna start talking sideways like I'm hanging out with my family or something. And that's like, you know what I mean? White people do it too. Like, yeah, they don't have like the black accent, but like when they're back home with their people, they'll say like they'll be unhinged. And it's just, I mean, there's people do have work voice and home voice, but when you bring the home voice that you never displayed ever before, and then you're trying to put on this persona, like he said, this I think he said stolen valor from like, or I don't even want to repeat what he said. It's not gonna be accurate, but like you're trying to create this caricature of who you are and present that to the world when they've already seen prior to you. Like, I don't know. It just seems disingenuous and fake. And like he said, AOC did the same thing, which I didn't even know AOC did the same thing. Or at least I forgot. So why can't you just be authentically you? People are gonna like you. I mean, a lot of the black community is gonna like you because you're in that position to begin with. Like a lot of people said, I just voted for Obama because he was black. Like, you didn't have to do this whole thing you're doing, but whatever.
This committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.
Meanwhile, you pointed out, but like her high school looks like a castle, Benny. It looks like the most elitist country club I've ever seen.
Oh, it was. I mean, what we shot there doesn't even do it justice. It's fine. It looks like Oxford. It's an absolute beautiful castle. Also, she went to Rhodes College. Rhodes College, nestled in the rolling hills outside of leafy Memphis, Tennessee, cost $74,000 per year. Megyn,
OMG.
I went to community college and then state school. And I actually literally worked in fast food in order to pay for that. And so I just don't understand it. I don't get why they can't just embrace who they are and where they come from. Why do they have to code switch? It seems like a real psychological crisis. But what I know about the American electorate is that they don't like inauthenticity. They don't like habitual liars and pathological liars. And this is going to be a huge problem for the Democrat Party going forward, the inability to just be authentic with people. Nobody believed Kamala Harris when she said on Drew Barrymore's show, I know you were going off on Drew Barrymore, on Drew Barrymore's show, I did the fries. Nobody believes that, right? And then President Trump comes in what I would argue is one of the greatest campaign moves of all time, and works the fries as a billionaire, rolls up his sleeves, gets salt in his eyes, gets grease on his skin, and hands people Happy Meals, literally and metaphorically. And that was just one of the greatest cell phones of all time. And they're opening themselves up for these kind of attacks, and it's beautiful. The video's done millions of views. And
anything that ends with day school is nicer than 99.9% of what the rest of us did, which was public high school. My parents paid taxes. Yes. They had to take me. Sorry. There's another clip that we pulled from your presentation. You got to watch the Benny Show to see the full thing. Here it is as you take on her district in South Dallas compared to her hometown.
Here's what your average street looks like in South Dallas, where Jasmine Crockett represents.
Best part about Jasmine Crockett's district is free public bathrooms.
And here's what your average street looks like in St. Louis, in the suburbs where Jasmine Crockett's from.
Here's an elementary school in the heart of Jasmine Crockett's district. Let's go ahead and check on the environment in which these kids are learning. You have burned down buildings in every direction. Nothing's open. FDJT has been tagged on this building. Here's the walkway to school in Crockett's district. This is what the children have to walk through every single day.
It's filth.
I don't know how many booze bottles there are, how many beer cans, and how much junk.
And here's what a school looks like in St. Louis. And here's what stores and shopping centers look like in South Dallas. And here's what stores and shopping centers look like in St. Louis. Get the point?
I love the use of the classical music when you go back to the St. Louis area.
These
Quite
are
a
the same
disparity.
people that have gone. These are the same people, Megyn, who continue to go off about how they just want you to live your authentic self. They want you to embrace who you are. It's all about everybody just being who they want to be, loving who they want to love, embracing what they truly are. And it's just a lie. They're just so fraudulent. They can't even accept where they come from. And more importantly, when they tell you they're from the struggle, as Jasmine Crockett does, as she code switches to being a hood rat, what she's actually doing is taking advantage of people who are truly struggling, using them for power so that she can get on MSNBC and then run for president and do absolutely nothing. I am in Dallas right now. I'm actually at the airport about to go catch my flight. I'm telling you, we've had heartbreaking stories from the people in Jasmine Crockett's district who are truly suffering, who's never seen her. They don't know who she is. They've never met her. She represents them. It's not a terribly large district. And she, according to all available reports, has just abandoned them for an MSNBC green room. And it's, I think it's immoral, actually.
That's actually insane. How are you gonna be from, you're representing a district and you come from where she came from. Wouldn't you want to bring that district up to where you were raised in? Make it better for them? And I don't know everything she's doing or isn't doing. But yeah, this false persona of who you are versus who you actually are is problematic, and a lot of people do that. I mean, in all areas of life, and it's just like people can read through that. People can see through it. They're just they're over a lack of authenticity in people and politicians and in celebrities and any area of life. People don't like that anymore. They're drawn to people that are real, and this isn't going to take her very far in life. I hope she code switches back to her reality, back to who she truly is, and actually tries to, instead of gaining power, not even just her, every politician, instead of gaining power and trying to climb the ladder, actually impact this country for the better. I'm so sick of these people only in it for themselves, and a lot of them are only in it for themselves while spouting all this regurgitated nonsense to you, and you fall for it every time. And I'm over that. This is ridiculous. It's embarrassing. Lying when you can so easily be proven to be wrong is just, that doesn't make any sense to me. But shout out to Benny Johnson for calling that out and exposing her for that. I mean, regardless of what side you're on politically, that stuff should be exposed if you're lying to your constituents. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down your thoughts below. I want to know what you guys are thinking, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.